What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and I help small business owners make money in the stock market and by advertising your company at trysmallbiz.com. In today's video, we're going to talk about why the Dow just dropped over 700 points from its high as Russian missiles cross over into a NATO country, otherwise known as Poland, and all of that in the midst of a very positive producer price index number. And in the second half of this video, I'm going to talk at length about the stock texting service and why there is absolutely one scam that everyone in the entire community needs to be aware of. So ladies and gentlemen, why don't you go ahead and pull up a chair, grab a cup of coffee or your favorite adult beverage. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am not going to focus on the Russian fiasco, which is once again a test of the current president of the United States, probably in conjunction with his meeting over in Bali with China. Instead, I'm going to focus on, which I find very disturbing, by the way, we're supposed to attack anyone that attacks a NATO country. If that doesn't get your attention, I don't know what will. To my knowledge, that hasn't happened in a very long time, but I'll let somebody else handle that news. I'm going to teach you in today's video what the hell is going on in the stock market, why we're severely overbought, and why a catalyst like Russia attacking, whether accidentally or not, can trigger a huge sell-off, especially in the Dow in the coming days and weeks ahead. All right, here's the deal. You know I like to keep things simple. If you pull up a chart on the DIA, that's the Dow ETF, David Idiot Allen, it's way overbought. Normally when a stock or an ETF gets over 80, which is overbought, or under 20, which is oversold, it's normally a week to 10 days tops that it stays down at that level. So we normally remain oversold for a week to 10 days, and then you make your way back up to 80. Or we remain overbought above 80 for a week to 10 days. We're going on 3 weeks right now that the Dow's been overbought. And for about a week and a half, I've been ringing the bell. I've been saying we're way overbought. We have what's called negative divergences, where the momentum indicators are starting to roll over while the index, or the ETF, DIA in this case, kept going higher. That's a red flag. That's a warning. And whether it was Russia or just the fact that we're extremely overbought, in the last hour, and it's now about 2 o'clock in the East Coast here in Atlanta, the Dow dropped over 700 points from its high, north of 34,000, to where it was 30 minutes ago. Click, 700 points gone. We get another attack, so it's not an accident, and we could lose 1,000, 1,500 points. Is this a reason to panic? Absolutely not. I have of the opinion that we set a major low approximately a month ago. So we have 28% cash. We are in a position that if this market starts to cool off, and it should, we can buy as many as 2 or 3 stocks with the 28% or thereabouts cash that we have. And it brings me to a little bit of ranting I was doing on Twitter. Follow me at TrySmallBiz with respect to Shop and DraftKings. If you remember back about 2 weeks ago, when shit was hitting the fan in the NASDAQ, Shopify was 24, DraftKings on shitty earnings was 11. Some of you were ready to jump out a window. I had friends of mine that were in full panic mode. I told them to buy more of Shopify. I got my average, along with many of you, down to 28 bucks. So I went from flat to slightly profitable to down 17%. Then we had a positive CPI, started at a peak of 9.1, is now down at 7.7. The estimate was 7.9. Gasoline, commodities, metals, all in the shitter. Inflation is rolling over big time. And I said, we're going to get a rally here. And boy, did we. Shopify, for example, stop rocking, Jason. You guys got to see the podcast studio that they're building for me. I believe it's going to be here in January. It's sick. It's a huge table with lights and cameras and microphones and backdrops. It's going to be awesome. And I got to stop rocking. But Shopify went from 24 to its peak this morning, close to 42. That's over a 73% move in 2 weeks. Did Shopify's business improve by that amount? Hell no. Why did it go up? It was massively oversold with the rest of the market, especially NASDAQ. CPI is rolling over. The dollar is rolling over. Interest rates are rolling over. And we had a normalization of the curve. which is why I said when we were up 55% combined profits in Shopify and DraftKings, which was way on its back on weak guidance, we need to get out. We need to capture 55% profits. So like some a-hole did this afternoon, he calls me up, and I don't know why I get this. Some people have my number, but you can call me at 866-2-SMALL-BIZ. But if you want to piss me off or get thrown off the site, go a little too far on the razzing. You could have made another 6 or 7% if you caught the top in Shopify or DraftKings at 15 3/4 today. You got me. You got me. Instead of a 55% gain sitting in 28% cash as missiles are lobbing into a NATO country, you could have made 62%. So does it bug me a little bit that it melted a bit higher? A tiny amount. But if you've been in this game long enough, you know that half of what you sell goes higher and half of what you sell goes lower. I could give you 10 stocks right now. Wish, we sold at 203, it went to 65. EVFM, you remember that? We sold it at 50 cents. It went over $1. Where's it now? 10 cents. I could go on and on and on. How about Be Big, which I do think is going to work ultimately? Remember when I was telling you to sell it at 360 or ANY at 310? Where is it now? 40 cents on ANY and maybe going out of business? For every one that we sell that goes a little bit higher, there's going to be a lot more that go a hell of a lot lower. So we have 28% cash. We made 55%, I think it was 17% in DraftKings, 35% or thereabouts in Shopify. Now we have this situation with Russia, which is nothing more than a test. It's not an accident. It's a test. Did they intend to kill someone? I would estimate probably not. But they're obviously aware of what they're doing. And I won't go into it like I did yesterday. By the way, we had a record number of blocks. I think I blocked 12 people. Getting all nasty, Democrats all the way across the board that hate the fact that I say that Joe Biden's a train wreck. And we may, I didn't say guarantee, but may have some cheating going on. Oh, that sent them right off the deep end. Called me all sorts of names. And when I block those types of people, because I don't want them in my life, you can't see what they say. But trust me, there was some very, very nasty words that were said. And I ain't having it. You treat me like a dick, you're going to get treated like one. So where do we go with respect to the stock texting service? Well, I want to tie it in with a major problem we have with these scammers. I am currently wrestling with multiple situations with how do we roll out the stock texting service, most likely in early January, because we're in sit and hold and sell into strength mode at the moment. What do we do about all these scammers? Because as we had happen again last night, there was a premium member who got sucked in to not only paying a premium membership here, but sending money to another so-called website that I'm supposedly involved in. And these scammers are now saying, we'll give you free stock picks. We'll give you calls on crypto. We'll give you this. We'll give you that. We'll promote your products. They're taking exactly what I say and getting people to go over to WhatsApp, Instagram, etc., and send money in. So one more time, and this is super important that everybody listens to me, and you could help me out, by the way, if you give this video a thumbs up and share it so we can get some level of reach. Never send anybody any money in an email or a text. It's not me. They may have my face, our logo. It's not me. There's only one location that you can pay me. That's at trysmallbiz.com if you decide to be a premium member. And yes, if you want stock text to your phone starting in January, you got to be a premium member. I am not sending in this crazy world any more free picks to people that I do not know. If you don't fill out your profile, it remains invisible to the public. So for the tiny number of people that keep asking me, what if I don't have a small business or a side hustle? No problem. Get a premium membership. Just add your phone, your email, and obviously your credit card information, which is triple, quadruple secure. It gets shared with absolutely nobody, and your profile is invisible to the public. When and if you decide you want to advertise a small business or a side hustle, you fill it out. And once you get an about me, your bio, your phone number, your website, your products, you get to a 3/4 filled in terms of your profile, it becomes visible. And that's when yours truly picks you off the homepage, which you're on 100 times a day, and I promote you to more than 135,000 people on social media. So what are you getting for that $1 a day? Right here. You're getting well informed. You're on the home page 100 times a day. You're first to come up and search in your category with a green border. You get promoted to 135,000 people on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. It's at Try Small Biz on the URL. The username, including YouTube, is Small Biz. But once again, I'm not on WhatsApp. I'm not on Telegram. I'm not on Instagram. I'm not on TikTok. I'm not on any of those crazy dating sites that some of you keep telling me you see my face on. I'm absolutely nowhere but Try Small Biz, Facebook, 48,000 subscribers that I paid $100 a day for, by the way. Thank you very much for those who are watching. LinkedIn, smaller page, going to take us a while to grow there. And of course, Twitter, where we now have the blue check. So if you have any questions, take a look at the blue check or the size of following. It's very large. 74,000 on YouTube and change, 47 or 8,000 on Facebook, the blue check on Twitter. But again, if you have any questions, it's 866-2-SMALL-BIZ. But never, in case you didn't hear me, and believe me, folks, you asked me, why do I do this? Every day, try to imagine, Groundhog Day, every day I get calls now at the toll-free number. You ripped my wife off. How come you're telling me to send money over to what? It's not me. And it's, if you guys knew what I had to go through in the last year to save my ass, to stay out of court, to fight stolen identity more than a dozen times, it's crazy. You may have heard Max Maher got roped in, I think, to multiple scandals now where they thought he was ripping them off to the tune of 6 or 7 figures. There's a lot of criminals out there. So with respect to the stock texting service, I was going to have another website or maybe a Patreon or Discord. But the problem there is people get used to the idea of going more than just one place. So I'm in talks now with Text Magic, which has an alliance with the current company that built our website. And I'm trying to figure out a way of how do I create a message board either on trysmallbiz.com, which I can, but it's not what you would call as sophisticated as I want it to be. Or how do I create a secret location where I can create an open chat like you might see on StockTwits or Twitter? Or do I just keep the commentary free and wide open on Twitter? And if I have a special announcement that I have to send to those that are paying me $1 a day to get those texts, I'll figure it out. But rest assured, it's going to be amazing. We have somehow made over 1,400% on our money. If you want to learn how we do this, pay attention to these videos. Follow me on Twitter for now. If we ever come up with a secret or closed off, one thing I also talked about is developing another site, a sister site, that's closed off to the public. So there'll just be a visible sign up here, pay your X there, but you can't see any of the discussion. You can't see any of the profiles. All you can see is what's inside once you pay and get inside. So I'm trying to figure all of that out. I'm anticipating we're going to launch the text service in January. If you want to sign up now, that's awesome because we could use your support. You won't become visible until you start filling out your profile, or you can wait. It's up to you. But I will say this. I'm not going over 1,000. Right now we have 400 and change. I am not going. It may take us 6 months to a year to get there. It may not. If we have as much success as we've had this year, we could maybe get a few hundred people that realize this fucker's going to give us stock picks. There's one for you for $1 a day. If I was still in the investment business and you were up 1,400%, folks, I took your 10 grand to 140. I figured it out the other day. Based on my prior commission structure, I would have made over $6 million. $6 million based on the book I had 15 years ago. $6 million. I haven't made anywhere close to more than maybe $100,000, and we're taking 70 cents on the dollar at trysmallbiz.com and putting it right back in to the podcast, to the upgrades, to $100 a day on Facebook. So until next time, we're waiting for a pullback on HLBC, the CEO. If you're still with me, I know I'm running along here. I'll try to cut it off quickly. We just lost 3/4 of our audience. If you're still with me, you're part of the inner circle. HLBC, great earnings yesterday. They got hurt by the strong dollar, but it's crashing down. Their next quarter is going to be great. We have a catalyst coming in December by the closure of the merger with Wheels. Revenue is going to double. The CEO just announced today that he bought a ton of stock, relatively speaking, it looks like with the A and B shares, about $250,000 worth. But his average on over 6 million shares is about $1.80. He started buying at 3.5. He bought $500,000 at a quarter a few weeks ago. He just bought some, I think it was 20.38. It's now 19 cents. So yeah, it's weak with the rest of the market, especially in small caps. Wait until it hits 18. If it gets under 18 of the 28% that you have in cash, as long as you're not way over 10% or at 10%, take 2 or 3% and buy some at 18 cents or less. But if you've already got 10, 11, 12% and you're getting queasy, you don't add any more, because the rule that I've always given you is if you never put more than 10% into one single idea, you don't have a Tom Brady situation with FTX. The rumor is he's lost between half and 100% of his net worth as that thing goes bankrupt. If you haven't followed the scandal, it's absolutely mind-boggling. But if you keep your ideas limited to 10% of your liquidity, if one or two of them blows up and even goes to zero, and that's not going to happen on my watch, it's not going to kill you. But if you're loading up 20, 30% in some of these cheap stocks, you're going to be underwater. And if you're laying awake at night going, Helen, I can't believe I bought that stock. Jason's got me down 35, 40%. No, you got yourself down. 20, 25% drawdowns are normal. It's going to happen once or twice a year. If that's not kosher, if that keeps you up at night, you shouldn't be trading. Or at a minimum, you should be scaling back the amount. Instead of maybe 20% of your portfolio, you only trade around 10%. But if it doesn't bother you, like it doesn't bother me, and you understand if we stay the course, we allow stocks to get oversold, that's when we add. And when they get overbought, what do? We make it, we take it. We buy the dip, we sell the rip. Until next time, thank you to the 8 or actually 9 people that have signed up for premium in the last few days. I will not let you down. And for the 400 plus that have been with us since the beginning, never forget, we cannot do this without you. You are the founding members of this community, and that shall never be forgotten. Until next time, from Materi, Atlanta, always remember that I love you, and thank you so much for watching.